Men, listen up. This isn't about shaming women or pretending they're fragile. It's about reading the map behind their feelings, the little fault lines that, when pressed the right way, tell you exactly what to do. Today, we're walking through the top 7 female weaknesses every man must know, not to exploit, to understand, to lead with calm and confidence. 1. Emotional sensitivity. Let's start with the one thing that defines almost everything about how a woman feels: emotional sensitivity. Most men misunderstand this. They see a woman get quiet, emotional, or even moody, and they think she's being dramatic. But it's not drama. It's the way she experiences the world. Women don't just hear what you say, they feel what you mean. Every tone, every look, every small pause in your voice carries meaning. Imagine this. She asks you, "Are you okay?" You say, "I'm fine." But your tone, it's colder than usual. Your eyes avoid hers. To you, that's nothing. But to her, that silence screams louder than any argument. That's what emotional sensitivity really is. Her radar is tuned to things most men don't even notice. Now, here's the catch. You can't fix emotional sensitivity with logic. When she's upset, she doesn't want a solution. She wants safety. She wants to feel understood. Most men get frustrated here because they want to fix it. They want it done. But women don't move on until they feel seen. So next time she's emotional, don't rush it. Don't say you're overreacting. That shuts her down. Instead, pause. Let her finish. Nod, breathe, and say, "I get why you feel that way." That sentence alone does more than any long explanation. When a man handles her emotions with calm strength, she starts to trust him deeply. That's when real intimacy grows. But when he rolls his eyes or shuts down, she starts to feel alone, even if he's right beside her. Emotional sensitivity isn't weakness. It's her way of connecting. It's how she reads the world. You see, a woman's emotions are like water, always moving, shifting, reacting to what surrounds them. You can't stop the water. You just learn how to flow with it. A mature man doesn't fear her emotional depth. He learns to swim in it. He doesn't let her emotions drown him, but he never stands on the shore pretending they don't exist. Because here's the truth most men miss. When she feels safe with her emotions, she becomes softer, kinder, and more trusting. But when she feels misunderstood, she becomes guarded, distant, even cold. So if you want real peace with a woman, don't silence her emotions. Understand them. Her sensitivity isn't her flaw, it's her gift. The more you respect it, the more she lets you in. The less you fight it, the more you'll see her love grow right in front of you. 2. Need for attention. Here's something a lot of men still don't get. A woman's need for attention isn't vanity. It's how she feels valued. Attention to her is emotional currency. It's how she measures her place in your life. You can tell her, "I love you" 10 times, but if you're always distracted when she speaks, those words lose their weight. Think about this. You're sitting beside her, scrolling on your phone, half listening while she talks about her day. You nod, you say, "Yeah," once or twice, but you're not really there. To her, that moment feels like being invisible, not because she wants control, but because she wants connection. Attention doesn't mean constant praise or texts every hour. It means being present, looking at her when she speaks, remembering something she told you last week. Small things like that make her feel chosen. That's what she's actually craving. And the moment that attention fades, something changes inside her. She starts doubting. She starts wondering if you still care. It's not about ego. It's about emotional safety. Women associate attention with love. When it disappears, she doesn't just miss you, she starts feeling uncertain. You see, attention is like sunlight to a woman's heart. Without it, she wilts slowly. That's when arguments start over small things that seem meaningless to you. It's never about the dishes or that late reply. It's about her feeling unseen. Now, don't get me wrong, this doesn't mean she needs constant chasing. In fact, too much attention can smother her. What she really wants is balance, consistency, the kind that says, "You matter to me even when life gets busy." Most men think providing attention is weakness, but it's actually leadership. It shows emotional awareness. When you can make her feel important without losing your focus or your masculinity, she respects you even more. That's real control, not dominance, but direction. So next time she asks you something and you're tempted to give a lazy reply, pause. Put the phone down, look her in the eyes, listen for what she's not saying. That's where the connection really hides. Attention isn't about what you give her, it's about how you give it. with presence, with energy, with awareness. Because when a woman feels seen, she doesn't look elsewhere. She stays right there with you. 3. Fear of rejection. One of the deepest insecurities inside most women isn't about beauty, success, or status. It's the fear of being rejected. Not just physically, but emotionally. The fear that she'll open her heart and you'll walk away like it meant nothing. When a woman starts caring for you, she invests with her emotions first. That's what makes rejection hit harder. It's not the loss of attention that hurts her. It's the feeling that her vulnerability wasn't valued. She fears being unseen. Sometimes that fear doesn't look like fear. It looks like attitude. She might pull away first, go cold, or act indifferent. But deep down, she's protecting herself. She wants to see if you'll chase, if you'll stay. That's why women sometimes test, and it's not manipulation, it's emotional insurance. Here's where most men fail. They take those moments personally. They react with ego, saying, if she's acting cold, I'll match her energy. But that only confirms her fear. The strong move isn't to chase, is to stay steady. Respond calmly, not emotionally. Women crave consistency because it makes them feel safe. The best way to dissolve her fear of rejection is through reliability. Keep your word. Don't make promises to impress her. Mean what you say. That's what earns trust over time. When she feels you won't vanish the moment she's emotional, she starts opening up. She relaxes, she softens. That's when love starts to feel real to her. But if she senses inconsistency, one day you're affectionate, the next you're cold, she'll spiral. Her mind will tell her, he's losing interest, and that's when distance begins. So be clear with your intentions. Communicate. Don't play mind games. A woman who feels emotionally secure won't play games back. The truth is, rejection to a woman isn't just losing someone. It's losing the emotional mirror she built in that person. The man who learns this doesn't need tricks. He earns loyalty by being emotionally stable. Remember this. She fears rejection, but she respects reassurance. When you handle her fears without judgment, she gives you the kind of love most men spend their lives chasing. 4. Desire for security. Every woman, no matter how independent or confident she looks, craves security. But not just financial, emotional, psychological, and relational security. She wants to feel that the man she's with has a sense of direction, that he won't disappear when life gets rough. Women are naturally wired for stability. It's part of their instinct. They look for strength, consistency, and reliability in a man. That doesn't mean you need to be rich or perfect. It means you need to be steady. She watches how you react when things go wrong. Do you panic, blame, or stay calm? Because in those moments, she's not just seeing how you handle stress. She's deciding if she can trust you long term. Security is built in small actions, keeping promises, following through on what you say, handling emotions without losing control. When she feels that you are grounded, her whole body relaxes. She doesn't overthink. She stops testing. She trusts. When she doesn't feel secure, everything becomes a question. She becomes anxious, controlling, or distant, not because she wants to, but because her emotional foundation feels shaky. And here's where many men go wrong. They think dominance builds security. It doesn't. Emotional consistency does. She needs to know that even when you're firm, you're fair. Even when you're silent, you're present. Security doesn't come from grand gestures. It comes from quiet strength, from a man who doesn't crumble under pressure or hide behind pride. A woman who feels secure gives back tenfold. She becomes softer, more loyal, more peaceful. But take that security away, and you'll meet a side of her that even she doesn't like. So be her peace, not her problem. That's how real men lead. 5. Emotional overthinking. Women overthink, not because they want to, but because they care. They replay conversations, notice your tone, and analyze your silence. For her, overthinking isn't obsession. It's protection. It's her mind's way of staying safe in a world that often confuses her. She reads between lines. When your replies get shorter, when your energy shifts, when you say nothing's wrong, she feels it before you even realize it. That's why overthinking happens. Her intuition is working overtime. Now, to most men, this can feel exhausting, but what she's really saying is, I'm scared of losing something that matters. The worst thing you can do is mock or dismiss it. When she overthinks, don't tell her to chill, just listen. That's all she's asking for. You see, men think in straight lines, point A to B. Women think in circles. They revisit moments to find emotional meaning. You can't stop that, but you can help her feel safe inside it. The more consistent and calm you are, the less her mind spirals. When she sees that you're dependable, her thoughts quiet down. If you've ever dated a woman who's been betrayed before, understand this. Her overthinking isn't mistrust of you, it's leftover pain. She's trying not to relive what hurt her. Patience heals more than logic ever could. When you respond with empathy, she learns she doesn't need to assume. She'll start trusting your silence instead of fearing it. That's emotional leadership, turning her chaos into calm without ever raising your voice. So next time she asks the same question twice, don't roll your eyes, look her in the eyes and say, "You're safe with me." That's all she needs to stop fighting invisible battles. 6. Craving validation. Every woman wants to feel seen, not just admired, seen. Validation is the quiet oxygen that keeps her self-worth alive inside a relationship. You can be with a confident woman, successful, independent, yet she still wants to hear, "I'm proud of you," or "You looked beautiful today." Those words remind her that her presence still matters to you. Validation isn't about praise, it's about acknowledgement. When a woman feels unseen, she starts fading, emotionally, mentally, physically. She stops trying. That's not manipulation, that's disconnection. She doesn't need compliments every hour. She just needs moments of truth, where you show appreciation, not performance. If she changes her hair, if she works hard on something, notice it. That's validation. Men often assume she already knows she's loved. But love unspoken starts to feel like love unsure. When you validate her, she relaxes. When you ignore her, she doubts. So speak her love language: attention, reassurance, gratitude. You'll notice how fast peace replaces distance. Validation is not weakness. It's emotional intelligence in action. 7. Struggle with accountability. This is the hardest one. Accountability. Most men avoid bringing it up because they fear conflict. But here's the truth. Every woman struggles with accountability at times. Not because she's manipulative, but because she feels before she thinks. In an argument, a man looks at logic. A woman looks at emotion. If she's hurt, her mind instantly builds a story that protects her feelings. That's why she might twist details or shift blame, not to win, but to make the pain make sense. Here's the trick. Don't match her defensiveness with yours. Stay calm. Let her express herself fully. Once emotions settle, then bring in reason. If you fight emotion with logic, you lose both. But if you wait and speak calmly, she listens. Accountability thrives in emotional safety. When she feels attacked, she defends. When she feels understood, she reflects. Be the man who admits his mistakes first. It disarms her. It opens the space for her to say, "Okay, I was wrong too." Never try to correct her mid-argument. That's a losing game. Wait until her heart cools, then talk. That's leadership, not control. You can't force accountability. You guide her toward it by showing what it looks like, through patience, honesty, and fairness. Because at the end of the day, women don't respect the loudest man. They respect the calmest one, the one who holds truth without shaming her for needing time to see it. Men, listen closely. Understanding a woman is not about memorizing patterns or playing strategy games. It's about awareness, about emotional intelligence. Every weakness you've heard in this video, sensitivity, attention, rejection, security, overthinking, validation, accountability, they're not flaws, they're signals. They show you where depth lives. You see, most men try to control women. They raise their voice when they don't understand them. They withdraw when things feel heavy. But the men who win peace in love don't fight emotion. They guide it with stillness, with presence, with understanding. A woman's nature isn't built for chaos. It reacts to it. When she senses calm, she finds comfort. When she senses safety, she melts. That's why your strength as a man isn't shown in how loud you speak or how cold you can act. It's shown in how steady you can stay when she's emotional, uncertain, or afraid. Most people today talk about power dynamics, who's in control, who's chasing who. But real relationships aren't built on control. They're built on trust. And trust grows from emotional security. You don't earn that through manipulation. You earn it through consistency. When you learn how to handle her emotions without being consumed by them, you become her calm in the middle of the storm. And that's when she finally lets her guard down. That's when she gives you the version of her that no one else gets to see. Soft, loyal, peaceful. So understand this. Every weakness in a woman is just a reflection of what she needs most: safety, clarity, and care. When you learn to respond instead of react, lead instead of argue, and listen instead of fix, you stop fighting her nature and start dancing with it. And when you do that, she doesn't just love you, she respects you, she trusts you, she feels safe to be vulnerable, emotional, feminine. That's when connection stops being chaos and becomes peace. So remember, don't chase dominance. Build stability. Don't silence her emotions. Learn her language. Don't look for control. Look for harmony. Because the strongest men aren't the ones who win arguments. They're the ones who make women feel safe enough to stop fighting. And that, my friend, is the real art of understanding women. If this video spoke to you, take a second, like, comment, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. I'm Olivia Rose, and as always, stay grounded, stay calm, and lead with quiet strength.